mission at EmpowerLit-Literacy and Beyond, where we increase literacy and self-esteem building in kids through author visits and literacy events, is looking up. Now, with the New York snowstorm, unfortunately, 2 of our schools, we had to move. One of them we're moving to May because I have to go back to New York anyway. And I put in a couple of grants for the New York area. So if we get them, we could get more schools while I'm there, which would be fantastic. And the other schools, because I had 2 schools on Wednesday, moved me to Friday. So that worked out great. We still get to do our interview for Thursday. I still get to go to the Outsiders to see them on Broadway. By the way, if you don't know, which you wouldn't, The Outsiders is a book that changed my life. It turned me into a reader. I loved reading after that book. The book is about belonging, right? It's all about a group of kids that feel like they don't belong. And geez, what a tie into my life. I loved it so much, changed my life. So once I saw that it was on Broadway, I was like, I have to go. And I've been wanting to go for the last 2 years. I finally got tickets, and then the snowstorm happened, and I at least get to do that. And we at least get to do 2 schools. Then we come back Saturday. Next week, I have a school Monday, Thursday, Friday. So another big week. And then we go to Jupiter for some schools. So it's like there's a lot of schools on there, but in between all this, it's getting the funding. And right now I'm just been applying for grants, and we do have something in the work that I'm really excited about. I'm going to be kind of brainstorming and sharing it with you guys, but I've been trying to figure out a way on how we could bring in income, because we've been trying to get monthly donors and it's been really challenging. And events just, they don't bring in money there at all. We do get funding from grants, and we get a lot of private individual donors that fund the entire school. But it would be really, really nice to get like monthly donors to bring in like consistent funds, so that way like the 10 schools that are on our wait list, we can just start doing right now. So I have an idea on how to bring in some income in a really great, fun way that sticks to the mission. Everything that we do needs to increase literacy and self-esteem building in kids in a really fun way. We're all about, so our values at EmpowerLit, because I wrote down our values, are number 1, we're always learning. We are a student of life, right? Always learning, right? Number 1. And number 2, we take risks, right? We go outside the box, we take risks, we go for it. Number 3, we bring fun into everything that we do. And all these things tie into the mission, what we do with the kids, right? To increase literacy, right? We're always learning. We're increasing literacy skills, that's learning, right? We're taking risks, and we're getting outside of our comfort zone. We're building self-esteem, right? And we are always having fun, and we do it in fun ways through our author visits and literacy events. So our values and our mission really tie together, which makes, I feel like, everything that I want to do really like exciting. Also, I was at Barnes & Noble today, and I had this amazing I came across something that I thought was really, really cool. And I was like, this is another thing that I want to bring to the nonprofit. Now, I think that what we're going to be doing, we're going to also be doing at our camps with kids. So it's going to be part of our program. And then also schools can order for their students, which I'm really excited about as well. So we'll see how it goes. But I do think that this is going to be a good way to bring in like that, the funding, and 100% of the proceeds go to the nonprofit, which is pretty awesome. So I'm really excited to make that announcement. I wanted to jump on to talk about the fact that the snowstorm, it definitely did affect us with all the snow and all that stuff. Unfortunately, with the schools, we had to maneuver some things. But hey, I'm still getting there. I'm still doing 2 schools. It's worked out, and then I just go back in May. And I had a great meeting today. There's a great nonprofit here in Myrtle Beach, Horry County, Georgetown area called Freedom Readers. They're fantastic. They're talking about the book club that they started and how it's like popping. And I was like, oh my God, tell me about that, because we were considering a book club, but we're not, like, it's too much right now. But they're a fantastic organization. And I love meeting. One of my favorite things about running a nonprofit is meeting others in the nonprofit space and just getting together, grabbing coffee and sharing like what's going on with you, like what grant did you get, tell me what's new, who can I connect you with. Like that is hands down one of my favorite things. We got to do that today and just like have fun, chat, talk about where we're at, what we like need to grow and all that stuff. I do it all the time. So if you're in the nonprofit space, look for nonprofits within your area where you can just like physically meet for coffee. I also have friends that aren't physically like here, they're in other states, and we'll get on the phone at least once a month and just say, hey, or like text and share our wins. Like, hey, this like got this grant, or hey, didn't get this, or got to not, and just share the ups and the downs, because I think that's definitely the hardest part. I think that's why my emotions kind of got the best of me, because I think it's just like the bubbling of frustration. I think we talked too about funding. You're always thinking about funding. It's just like, it's always on top of mind, right? And I want to get to a point where it's not on top of mind and you just kind of like, I don't know, but you never know. Like, is it going to be like that? I don't know. Right now we're in such a beginning stage where like we have 10 schools on our wait list and we don't have any funding for those 10 schools. And that's just the bummer, because more and more schools are coming to us and more schools are referring us to schools. And I'm just like, hey, slow down a little bit, because we just don't have the infrastructure. We don't have the funding, but it will happen. It's our second year. But I appreciate you guys coming along for the journey as we grow EmpowerLit, and I share with you the mission and the behind the scenes and where we're at and where we're going. So stay tuned as I get ready to announce and bring with you in the journey of some of the ideas that I have to bring in some income for EmpowerLit. Thanks again for joining this journey with me.